I can make that money move, I'm tryna shit a truckload. I can make it spot high. Niggas out here talking like these bitches got a block high. Bitch, I'm from the trenches, throwing clippers in that drop top. We gon' end these clips till somebody see an out drop. Full burner, smoking out that with that shit a hot box. We can get it live now. They want me a while ago, she wanna be mine now. Them boys got a water goals, let them niggas pipe down. I don't know what they wildin' for, we gon' get them wiped out. How about something past now? I been in my bag now. I just got my bag in. Baby, I can brag now. She ain't want me back then. I could blow it back out. Had to trade them feelings in. I could blow some cash now. Maybe we get too turned. Maybe we get too lit. You can smell that rubber burn. Pull up in some new shit. She thought I was loving her. Put up with a new bitch. Had to make that money work. Fuck them people too. I'm a menace, I'm a nuisance. Pull up in this ruthless. My side bitch say I'm cute and my main bitch she say I'm ruthless. Lick it down, thick bitch, she suck it like she toothless. Double down, big bag, all my niggas too lit. We get it lit, we get it live. Brand new drop, might let her ride. Now my side, I told that fire. Tryna put them in the sky. They ain't never been as fly. They ain't knowing how that chat work. Promise I can't die till a milli be my net worth. Tell them not to try for my nigga, let that toolie hit. Tryna be the coolest kid, they never care about goofy shit. We can turn the block up and it's gon' be on movie shit. Had me on my dick bed, I swear they on that groovy shit. I been getting big stacks, big racks, dollar bills. Said I went hit twice, knowing that I probably will. If I got it, then you got it. I ain't got it, then my partner will. Probably die 10 toes, but you know a nigga solid still. How about something past now? I been in my bag now. I just got my bag in. Baby, I can brag now. She ain't want me back then. I could blow it back out. Had to trade them feelings in. I could blow some cash now. Maybe we get too turned. Maybe we get too lit. You can smell that rubber burn. Pull up in some new shit. She thought I was loving her. Put up with a new bitch. Had to make that money work. Fuck them people too sick.
You don't have to wait, you know my name. Sunshine and rain, some things don't change. Thinking about the days we were younger. Innocent in our ways, we were dumb, girl. But nothing really mattered, I could always count on you. Touch will leave me breathless, so let me give it back to you. I could always count on you. I could always count on you. Don't have to wait, you know my name. Sunshine and rain, some things don't change. Thinking about the days we were younger. Innocent in our ways, we were dumb, girl. But nothing really mattered, I could always count on you. Your touch will leave me breathless, so let me give it back to you. I could always count on you. I could always count on you.
Good afternoon, race fans. We are back for round 4, season 7, Green Hell Racing Xbox ACC Seto Corsa Competizione. And we are going to be getting started here real soon. There on your screen in front of you, latest standings for our Pro Class races. After 3 rounds, right? Technically 3 because we did have a split race in week 2 at Paul Ricard, 2 sprint races. So after 3 weeks, those are your current standings in Pro, to show you who's leading and who's holding, and not just by the actual point totals, but if you take a look at the key to the side, you can see where some of these folks are falling into place. Q-Bar, Nat JB, Bode Cardinal, and Fife, all holding very strong, and Pizza Man Pete right up there, securing number 4 position so far after 3 rounds, halfway through the season. A little more than halfway through the season with only 2 races left. with those 5th and 6th place finishes, still putting himself up into 4th in the points total. Excellent to see all these guys running hard, and we will be getting in there real soon, just waiting for qualification to kick off today. Which I'm assuming is going to happen soon, but we'll see. I haven't seen any announcements yet, so that's a little different. But qualification does start at 12:45 p.m. as we get ready here. And I have been playing around with audio settings. I think if you've watched any of the other streams, you'll know I've been trying to move things around and get as much, get a higher quality in there for all of this, video and audio wise. But as we wait for things to start, oh, well, the day already had the drivers' meeting. And we will slide over here again. If you are watching today's pro race, don't forget about our fellow Green Hell streamers. I don't know who in that list is all running today, but you can bet that Pizza Man Pete, Dan 000, I'm pretty sure B-Fife, all those top guys will be streaming the pro side of this race. Chief Blaze usually does stream on the AM side of the track, and we'll be looking for him later. But you can use multitwitch.tv to view all of the action all at one time. Why not, right? Go ahead and take a watch at everybody. And things are a little slow starting off today, and that's okay. We are going to get going here soon, though. Just waiting for server setup. And let's refresh our list to see if it bounces. And we're just waiting for the server setup now. I do like seeing the nice tight runs up at the top, right? So, Nat JB holding out with 138 points, only 5 over Bo Cardinal, where, because Cardinal, again, and if we jump back, I'm sorry I took that away as we wait for this to get started, but if we take a quick look, Bo Cardinal having taken pole position in both sprint races at Paul Ricard, along with Brands Hatch last week, Nat JB holding on as best he can, and Bo in the first race at Monza, only pulling 5th position, but has now shot himself right up into 2nd place with the point standings. And it will be great to see if he's able to hold at Barcelona the same way he has the last 3 races out. And while we wait for that to come up, we can go ahead, and we do have a track guide for this week. Let's take a look at what the drivers can expect at Barcelona.
Welcome to today's track guide at Barcelona and ACC. We're going to be driving the Huracan GT3 and hopefully be putting a fast lap together. So as we head down to the first corner, you want to look out for a 100-meter board, and you want to brake a little bit before that. You'll see right here on the screen, just a little bit before, maybe a car length or 2. And then we make our way to the first corner. You can use a bit of this curbing on the right, don't use too much. And then when you get to the left here, don't use any of this curbing. Well, I wouldn't recommend it because it'll upset the car. Tap off a tiny bit, not too much. Back on the throttle. Pull it back to the left where I'm showing on screen. Then to the right, and between these two boards you want to lift a little bit, not fully, but just enough to keep you close to the apex. Don't use the actual curbing because it'll spin you. And then foot flat down again. Use all the track. You can use a little bit of this AstroTurf on the left, not more than this, or you'll get an invalid lap. And then we'll take another look at that, but this time we'll show the throttle inputs on the side. As you see, as I get to the right, I lift off a little bit, not fully, but then I get back onto it and then flat for the rest of the corner. And then we move back onto the main lap. We can use this bridge up ahead as a bit of a braking marker. You want to brake a little bit before that, aim straight towards this apex. You can drift that a little bit, not too wide, and then slowly get the throttle back down. You got to be careful because the rear likes to step out when you come out of that corner. Use all the track, then back to the right. And there's a little bit of a hump on the road here. You can use a braking marker. Make a late apex on this corner. Don't hit the curb because that'll make the car unstable. You can use a little bit more runoff than I do right here, but that's up to you. And we make our way down here, and there's a little bit of white before the curbing starts on the right, and you can use that as a braking marker. So brake pretty much as that starts. Stay in 3rd gear. Don't hit the curbing on the left because that unstabilizes the car as well. And then back on throttle. Don't cut this little corner as much as, well, don't cut it any more than I do here, or you will get an invalid lap. That was pretty much on the limit. And this fast right hand is also quite hard. You got to brake a tiny bit, but you don't want to really lift off the throttle. You want to keep it slightly down to keep the car stable. And I'd suggest not hit this curb like I do in this video. I happen to do it, but it usually makes the car very unstable as well. You can use a bit of curb on the exit there. And we make our way down to the hairpin. You use these two distance boards as braking markers. You want to brake halfway between them, maybe slightly later. And to the hairpin, you can use a little bit of the curbing here on the left. Use a bit of runoff on the right. This AstroTurf here, you don't want to cut, or that'll swing the car around. Here's a bit of a diagram of how you need to take this corner. You want to go straight for the apex, drift out a little bit to the left, and then slowly start getting back onto the throttle, and then lay at apex and drift back out onto this AstroTurf on exit. There's a bit of an orange thing on the wall at the exit. You can use the braking marker for the next corner. You want to brake a little bit after that though. Don't hit any of the sausage curbs for the next few corners because that will completely in your lap. You'll ruin your time. Use the sign as a braking marker. Avoid that sausage curb and avoid this sausage curb. And then exiting out of here, you can run a little bit over this sausage curb, but not too much. It'll shake you up a little bit. But I do there. Doesn't really affect me too much. I'd suggest avoid the inner curb last corner, then run out to where I do there, and that is a lap at Barcelona, and I do a time of 1:42.2, which was quite a quick lap. So yeah, that's a lap at Barcelona. I hope you enjoyed, and we've got one more lap guide to make.
We'll leave that right there. So as you can see, going to be busy today. Good bit of racing at Barcelona. And let's see, the server is up. Folks have joined. So let's go ahead and get in there. And see if we can't catch up with some action.
Green light. Go, go, go.
Folks already out on track. And let's take a look today at our paddocks to this point. Still got a good 17 minutes left. Stolowski out today. We haven't seen him. I think he's been to one or two other races this season so far, but we have missed him for a few. Driving his Lamborghini. A little red, white, and blue for you folks. Taking a look, Mux Kuth out in his 91, number 91 Mercedes. Hard to miss. R. Hanley matching him. That Mercedes out there. A2 Flying Jim back and running. Still sitting in the pits at this point. Josh is back again. And as we look down through the list, here it is. This is the pro race, ladies and gentlemen. So right here, right now, you're going to see the Bentleys. Nat JB, Q-Bar, Donkey Pete, all driving Bentleys today. TG is out. TG0 is out with that Lexus every week. B-Fife again, another Lexus. Always hard to tell those guys apart if they're running together because that Lexus does not allow a lot in the way of livery changes. Bode Cardinal, our number 2 spot holder right now after 3 races. Again, out there in the Bentley matching JB. And King Kevin has joined with the only Porsche on track so far today. And as we take a look, Stolowski setting our first qualifying lap with a 1:46.1. And we know there's more time there. We've seen it, right? Mux Kuth right behind him, less than a tenth, and R. Hanley 4/10 off the pace at this time. Q-Bar now jumping in there, only 2/10 off that pace, and we see our first Bentley up near the front of the line, as we are usually wont to see in these pro races. The Bentleys are all right up front. In our pro class races, that is. I gotta say, Barcelona, not one of my favorite tracks, but at least interesting. Can be a lot of fun. Elevation changes, a lot of good elevation changes, a lot little difficult, some difficult corners out there, as we saw during that track guide. There are a few that are just a little wonky and don't feel quite right unless you can get that flow going, right? B Fife now 1.5 off the pace as he adds his time. Gonna go in and make some adjustments, it looks like. Muxkuth now pushing Stolowski out. Muxkuth a 145. Bode Cardinal quickly answers back and beats him by 0.2 with another 145, right just about flat 145. And Muxkuth again 0.2 off the pace. Stolowski now 1 full second off that pace. We'll see if he can tighten that up before race time. A2 Flying Jim out in the Mercedes today. Red Rider. I don't need to, my man. Did I not? I usually forget to jump into things, so. Give me 1 second, bud. You are more than welcome to join. There we go, Red Rider. Oop. I should probably unmute myself. Red, what's going on? Or maybe I didn't get him. He might not be listening.
Not much. I just was like, well, I guess he's doing it solo today, which is fine. I'll take the day off.
No, I wasn't even thinking about it, man. I should have gotten in there earlier, and I didn't. So, oh well.
That's fine.
That's why you just hit me in the chat anytime I forget. Just tell me, and I'll make sure I get in there. I'm just an idiot, that's all. And for all you joining us today, you do see a little bit added to the overlay there. Mr. Steadfast not joining us on track today for a very important reason, as we welcome the newest member of the Green Hell Racing family, the new baby girl, and he reports that mom and baby are healthy. So congratulations to them, and I'm sure he is busy today taking care of little ones, as we all know, or as many of us know, is no easy task. And Bode Cardinal actually pushing ahead of Nat B during qual, and I think that might be the first time we've seen this season. Obviously, again, looking at the standings earlier, Bode won both Paul Ricard and Brands Hatch ahead of Nat, but I think Nat had always qualified ahead, and right now Bode Cardinal with a half-second lead over Nat JB. How are you today, Red?
I am doing well. Trying to get some stuff caught up here that I've not gotten done this morning. Sorry.
Yeah. It's Sunday, dude. You're not supposed to be working.
No, this stuff for this.
Oh, gotcha. So we watch Bode head back into the pits, see if he can make some adjustments that'll get him out on track. And we have another joiner.
Chief showed up.
Chief is here, ready to go. Oh, I was just going to go on board with Nat for a lap, and he decided he was done. Let's jump in with Muxkuth. If I can remember how to do this. There we go. You're right on board with Mux for a lap at Barcelona today. Chief, how are you?
Good, man. How's it going?
It goes, my man.
Let's see if I can get that up and working. Okay.
Poor Red's screwing around with stuff. We don't know what he's doing.
Well, there was an incident yesterday.
Uh-oh.
I broke my Surface accidentally.
Oy vey.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I mean, it's a good thing I have a PC to use, because I'm not sure it'll work at all. I'm going to see. Because I normally pull the stream up on that so I can see the chat, but I broke the screen.
What were you doing, dude?
No, I went to pick it up, and, like, it slipped out of my hand and just barely hit the corner of, like, a wooden cabinet, like, from 4 inches up. And it must have just hit it just right.
Yeah, that's usually how it goes, right? You're like, really? I've dropped you further than this.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Seriously.
That's
Every fucking
exactly
time.
what it
Yeah.
was. Yeah. So I'm not sure if it's gonna work, and I only have one monitor right now, so it's not like I can start my computer and watch that on another monitor. So
Gotcha.
see if it'll. Yesterday it was like so unresponsive that I couldn't hardly get into any screens. So
Unbelievable. There we watch Mux Kuth. Obviously, this is not going to be. This is his out lap coming back out of the pits. So with just under 9 minutes left, Bode Cardinal still holding on to that top spot. And that's pulled it in a little bit, now down to only 0.4 of a second. Mux Kuth still in third, R. Hanley and Donkey Pete rounding out the top 5. And, you know, looking at the standings, I got to say Pete's holding his own, right? He's in 4th in the standings right now. Finishes either 5th or 6th every race. He's being pretty consistent, right?
yeah, he's been doing well. He's up near the front about every race. Really, yeah. I mean, he usually ends up leading a lap or two.
Yep. We see him called in at 5th right now. Q-Bar, B. Fife, Yash Joshi. B. Fife now knocking Mux Kuth back to 4th. Jumping up into 3rd position, only a half a second off of Bode Cardinal. Fife sitting back every week going, Lord, when is it going to be my day? Always running near the front. Stolowski currently sitting in 9th position. Thought we'd see a faster qual time out of him.
Is he still in? No, he switched to the Lambo. Okay.
Yep, he's back to that Lamborghini, that red, white, and blue he's got. And King Kevin right now, ahead of A2 Flying Jim towards the back of the pack. 12 drivers for today's race at this point. I don't know if we'll have anybody join this late. Bode Cardinal out for another flying lap.
Oh, I know what I can do.
And Bode Cardinal was able to open it back up again a little bit. Now almost 7/10 ahead of Nat JB. With B. Fife just off that pace and still holding on to 3rd. Hi, Steadfast. That's for you, man. I don't know if you were here, buddy, but I had to tell everybody we got a new addition to the Green Hell family. So today's races are dedicated to Family Steadfast and Mrs. Steadfast because we know she did all the work while you hung around and watched us talk about racing. And again, I can't. Things have flipped. I mean, we're so used to Nat being out front and holding pole position going into the race, and we'll see if obviously we got a little over 5 minutes left in qual, but to see somebody else's name at the top of that list is a rarity, to be sure. Boy, y'all are so talkative today. It is awesome. Did Friday night wear you guys out that hard?
It did. I'm exhausted.
That's all right. I got big shoulders. I can carry you. Don't worry about it.
I drank way too much last night. Again.
Wait a minute. I thought. See, after Friday night, I take a break, for 2 days. I don't drink again really until. So I'm kind of the opposite of everybody else. I drink during the week because of work, not on the weekends. Because I drink Friday night, and I'm like, okay, I got to take a pill for a little bit.
Well, we went out to the movie theater, and then it was the middle of the afternoon. We're like, let's go get a drink. And then one drink turned into 4.
Oh,
and then
Lordy Lou.
Game over.
And then Chief found the electric scooters, and now his other arm is jacked up.
Said we're not riding those this time. So we're not turning those things on. We can walk to the bar. It's not that far.
We'll be all right. R. Hanley and Josh now pushing Donkey Pete down a little bit. Josh getting himself up into 5th position, 1 second off that pace set by Bode Cardinal with a 1:44.4. Did we lose somebody? Oh, we lost Red.
Yeah, I drank too much, then I make myself get up for the F1 races, so I slept for like 4 drunken hours. So we'll see how well I fucking do today.
Well, and the thing is, too, is I guess there are people that can't watch F1, and I don't pay attention to F1 that much, so if somebody tells me, I'll be happy to stream it on Discord for y'all. I know you have the service or whatever.
Yeah. Did you not do that today? I thought you were doing it.
I didn't, because Zorax hit me up, and my phone went off, and I was in the car with my kid. He's like, hey, can you stream the race today? And I'm like, I literally just left my house, like I'm a mile away, and I'm not going to be back for like an hour. So, yeah, probably not. So I'm like, if y'all just hit me up early, I can make sure, even if I'm not going to be here, I think I can put ESPN on and just leave it, and then you could jump in when the race is supposed to be on, right? So yeah. I did find out, though, from my cable subscription, I can't use my cable, like, streaming service, because they won't let you stream ESPN, so I actually had to go to ESPN and sign in, and I was able to do the sprint race yesterday. So
like the app? That's so fucking stupid.
Yeah, like I can't use the app from cable because ESPN's not listed. That's why the last time I tried it, it was in Spanish because it was only available on the Ocho, I guess. So yeah, a little weird, but that is not what happened, you liar. No, Zorax, that's literally what happened because I was sitting in the car when I answered you. Trying not to cry as my son drove.
He probably feels the same way when you drive.
Oh, don't worry. Yeah, that's my wife. Kids put their headphones on in the back seat and don't pay any attention, so.
I used to not care, but when I got in a car accident, now if I'm the passenger, I am like the worst fucking backseat driver ever since getting rear-ended. I'm
yeah, dude.
PTSD. I'm like, please stop. Please don't hit anyone. Please, God.
No, no, I'm with you, man, 100%, because the only time I've whapped a deer myself, but prior to that, the only accident I've been in was getting rear-ended while I was a passenger, and I can't, I don't sit in a passenger seat anymore. If I'm in a vehicle, I either sit in the back and close my eyes, or I'm driving. One of the two.
Yeah, I never had a problem. Everyone could drive before, but as soon as the car accident happened, I have to drive. I have to be in control. Yep.
And we take a look now. Bode Cardinal opening it up even further, breaking down under 144 to a 143.7, stretching out over Nat JB a little more. So another interesting race. Another interesting race today, and we will see. Nat's finally got some real competition. Cardinal deciding he got tired of seeing his name at the top of the list in the pro class. Stolowski's gotten himself back up into 4th after being pushed back the lines a little bit. And B-Fife going to be sitting in 3rd with a little over 1 minute left in qual. We will get our focus back right now on position 6 with helicopter view like we always do for the beginning of today's pro race. And as a reminder, while we're waiting for qual to finish, to everybody, at the end of this race, when Chief and Red leave me to go race the AM class, I will stop the stream real quick and then start it right back up about 30 seconds later just to give me that stream separation between pro and AM for saving for everybody later.
He's got to lift and separate.
I do. Well, otherwise it's download the whole thing and get open on editor and cut it and no, you know what? Y'all can wait 30 seconds. You'll be okay, I promise. That 30 seconds saves me like an hour in work, so.
No delays. It's not acceptable.
I know. That's all right. I'll just get out my Google Translate and start swearing at Zorax in German.
Somebody needs to.
Well, he doesn't want to hear me speak it because the only way I know how to speak German is as angrily as possible. So, even if you're happy.
I didn't know that was like. I thought that's just what you do.
Yeah, you just sound really, really pissed off, even if you're excited, and you're speaking German almost automatically.
Yeah, I thought that's. I mean, you don't have to speak the right words. You just do it mad, and everybody knows you're speaking German.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, BB, welcome to the show, man. About getting ready for race time here. Take one last look at the timing screen. Most everybody, Bode headed back out on track right at the end. We still got a 2-minute wait time, so I guess he could. Nah, I don't think he'll have time to set another lap. But at this point, pretty much locked in with Nat JB, B Fife, and Stolowski sucking up 2, 3, and 4 position. Mux Kuth in number 5. R. Handley bumping himself up to number 6 right at the end. Tigo in number 7. Josh in number 8. Things have changed around quite a bit. We need to switch it back up. Get ourselves... Actually, we're going to go to position 5 before this ends for the beginning of the race. Q-Bar number 9. Donkey Pete all the way down in 10th as a start today. With King Kevin and A2 Flying Jim rounding it out. And we will see if there are any further changes with Tigo, Q-Bar, and Donkey Pete still out on track today. Hey, BB, whatever you said, you definitely need to, because all I recognize from that is coffee. I would definitely say you're about a quart low, bud.
Quart.
Yeah. He low. That's what I know for sure. Hey, Electric, welcome to this race, man. Thanks for being here. As we get ready to get started. The grid is set. For all the late joiners, again, that balloon on the side for Mrs. Steadfast and Baby Steadfast. Let's race. Why y'all give me a hard time when there's like a 2 minutes wait before the race starts with this?
Because they ask for it here.
Lordy Lou. Yeah, BB said I'm right. He said I was right. He's low. My question is, did they program this game and the crowd for the COVID audience? Like there's only half the stands full?
Stop it.
What are you doing, dude?
You don't never mind what I'm doing.
Well, I just hear you yelling, stop it at people. Chief's
Trying to
not
make
talking
things
at all
work that
again.
don't want to work.
You would think, for Chief, you would think it was Friday night again.
Well, since my touch screen doesn't work, I'm trying to make everything work without it. And you know how well I do with technology, so it's working great. I mean, honestly.
Do you warm it up a little first? Take it out to dinner? Maybe it'll let you touch it then.
Not likely. I'm not good like that.
Unbelievable. Chief Blaze, everybody. As we get ready with our formation lap, taking one last look at the grid. Donkey Pete with a pit start. That's not good. But taking a fast look, Bode Cardinal, Nat JB up front. Again, I think the first time we have seen Cardinal. I keep saying Bode Cardinal. It's just Cardinal at this point. It's driving me nuts. I think it's the first time we're seeing Cardinal in pole position in a race this season. So definitely a change. But they are making up row 1. B Fife and Stolowski in row 2. Stolowski getting himself back up towards the front of the grid after getting pushed all the way down to 9th at one point.
Are you bored, Dwight?
Mux and Handley. Dwight's fine. Mux and Handley making up row 3 with Tigo and Josh right behind them. Q-Bar, and I would say Donkey Pete, but Donkey Pete has dropped into the pits for the beginning of this race. And King Kevin and Jim, Flying Jim, bringing up row 6.
I got the camera on Q-Bar to start, so I'll be at the back of the pack.
Rock on, man.
Okay, well then I'll move. You're in the middle, right?
I'm sitting on 5. I'm sitting on Mux.
Okay, then I'll go to the front too. We'll see what we get.
See, what I need is a way to pull. See, you guys should stream it.
I can't. We've covered this.
Yeah, we've covered yours.
I can. There's just no. There's not me talking, but I guess that doesn't matter.
No, but what I'm thinking is if you were to stream, I'm not saying now because I'd have to go in and screw around, but I'm thinking if you were streaming it, I could capture your stream.
Yeah.
and then drop it into the overlay as like a picture-in-picture.
Oh yeah.
We could try that. We'll have to
That'd be
try that
nice.
one time.
Yeah, my quality would be too bad. There's just no way.
Yeah, yours just breaks up and then disappears and comes back, and that's if you could even get it to work. I mean, let's be honest.
Yeah, I'm hardwired, so the signal should be fine.
I'm hardwired too. It's just a much smaller wire.
Tin cans don't transfer data as fast there, Chief.
I thought it was cows.
Yeah, cows with
No,
antennas.
that's only to
couple
make
pieces
Molson
of
feel better about himself.
couple pieces of twine and a couple hay bales. It's fine. When I think about Midwest Internet, I just think about Red leaning out the window going, "Hey Ma, tell my cousin," and that's the end of it right there. They just transfer files by telling each other about the movies they see.
Yep, you're hilarious.
I love you, Red. You're all right. So we watch everybody head into double file coming around the last chicane.
If it makes you feel better, Red, when I was a kid, I went to Orlando for a high school competition. They found out I'm from Oregon. But it also shows how stupid these people were. They're like, wait, Oregon? Like, you guys have covered wagons and shit? I'm like, it's 2010. You think we're just over there living in the fucking wild, wild west still? Like, with covered wagons and no running water?
Oh, that's pretty awesome.
Everybody getting dysentery? Green light. Let's go racing on a Sunday.
Green.
Round 4, Barcelona. All pro. With Nat getting an advantage. Getting the advantage coming down into T1. Stolowski pushing himself up into position 3 at this point. And nice and clean so far.
Yeah, clean in the back so far. Everyone wiped today. Took care of themselves.
Yep. Nice start through the first couple corners. As we watch the timing screen go crazy. Nat JB able to pull ahead of Bode Cardinal and take that number 1 position back. Stolowski currently running number 3. Now, we've talked about Stolowski. Listen, he's not a dirty driver. He doesn't make contact. But what he will do is put the pressure to Bode Cardinal and make Cardinal make a mistake, right? So one thing I can give Stolowski is he's pretty clean about it.
Whatever. He punted me in the race Friday. I don't want to hear it.
As we take a quick look, Nope.
King Kev's up 2 places from the start. He got around Q-Bar and Flying Jim. And Hanley's making a move right now around TG, it looks like. TG0198.
I think it's a rule you have to say that like a computer.
That's what you partially heard last week. Is Stolowski gave me the it's TG and a 0, not Tigo whole thing again, and I was like, look, Stolowski, we get told this every fucking week. I know.
I think that's when I was sitting down and just picked up part of it, and I heard you doing some rant, and I heard my name, and I'm like, whatever, I don't even want to know.
I said, take that shit to Molson stream. I'm over it.
Bode Cardinal sticking
King
right
Kev's
with.
making the move on Josh.
Yep, around the outside, maybe. Yep.
In that Porsche, the only one on grid today, didn't quite get there though. Josh holding the position. And now Q-Bar coming up alongside, trying to make the move on King Kevin. Tight on the inside. We'll see if he can hold the line and maintain any speed coming out.
He's hanging
That's
on
a
the back
negative.
of the top 2. Normally they have an instant lead of a second or 2.
Yeah, no kidding. And Stolowski sticking right there with him. And even B-Fife is still right there as well. We've got 4 cars running all within a second of each other at the front of the grid. You can see Stolowski trying to go deep on Bode Cardinal. It just did not work.
Why is Flying Jim in the ether? I think Flying Jim's reversing into the wall.
Yeah, Jim's having troubles.
Something happened. I think maybe he's just spinning around.
The top
just-
of the connection?
Yeah, so I think something connection-wise happened because he just drove into the mountain like a dwarf. So that's a little odd.
I mean, not for Jim, it's not. Let's face it.
Oh,
There he
okay.
goes. He's gone.
Poor guy. Now, Red, given the changes to all the races and I don't pay attention because I'm not racing, but what are the rules for the pit stops? Is it tires and fuel today, back to a regular 45-minute race?
I hope so, because that's what I put in.
Okay. Very good. B-Fife, again, staying right on the back end of Stolowski. And our top four are really sticking close together, with Mux Kuth now 2.8 off the pace of B-Fife. But Hanley keeping with him as well. And Tigo. I'll just say Tigo to make Chief happy and not cry. So we've got a pack of 4 up front, and then a pack of 3 running right behind him. Real close. We'll see how long it takes before somebody makes a move. And we are going to zoom in on Cardinal.
BB, oof, unlucky, poor guy. Whatever, he gets what he deserves.
Jesus. We will go in and take a look as we come in on Bode Cardinal and get ready to make a lap at Barcelona on board with him.
Oh! Had a bit of an incident at the back.
Did we
4
now?
cars.
Yeah, we did.
Who's the fourth one? Who's the Lexus back there? Is that
Lexus is going to be
is that
TG.
TG?
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah.
great.
DG, King Kev, Yash, Joshi. Who's the pink car?
I didn't see how it
That's
started.
Mux.
I just looked up and saw mid-accident.
Yeah, Mux Kuth is
Oh, Mux.
just now getting himself back on track. Somebody went way wide behind. That's Josh. Or I'm sorry, King Kevin went way wide in that Porsche, but has gotten
Yeah,
himself
I'm
back
guessing
on
he's got
track now.
damage.
I saw just the end of it too, but it kind of looked like maybe Kev got the side of someone on everyone out. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm getting a bit of a migraine, so my vision's kind of not what it should be. I was kind of half paying attention, half trying to take some stuff, and I was like, oh god, that's a pile up.
Tigo now running back in 8th. Times are not yet coming in. But him and Yash, he's right on the rear end of Yash Joshi now. Looking to make the play. Nice and clean if he can hold it. Coming down into the corner. And Tigo is able to make the jump on Josh. Rather easily.
Oh, okay. So I'm watching the replay now. They're coming out of the chicane, and Tigo gets a little bit of Mux Kuth, and then Kev and Yash Joshi drive into him and T-bone him. So
Tigo's struggling right now. Cutting the chicane real hard and now headed into the pits. That must
I
have
was
left
gonna
him with
say,
some
he's
damage.
Probably got a good amount of damage by the
Yep,
way it
he
it
looks.
was like exactly like the F1 incident. Tigo got a little bit of the back tire and sent Mux spinning. So
And
Well,
Josh,
that means the stewards have it easy on this incident. Everybody's made their beliefs known as to who was at fault in that one. Just transfer, cut, and paste.
that's
Tigo's now banned from the league. That's pretty much what I'm getting out of it.
Yeah. He did it on purpose. He's taking out the only other good driver.
all he had to do was back off, right?
That's right.
All he had to do
was
was
back down.
all he had to do was back down.
Let the other driver win. I don't see the problem.
Put his
And-
big balls back in his pants and back down. That's all.
As we take a look, the incident obviously caused damage for folks as Tigo, Josh, Kevin, and Mux Kuth all head into the pits, and we'll see if they end up clearing their stops while they're there. Gipster, what's going on? Thank you. Gankin agrees. Gankin in the chat says permaband.
Mine hasn't updated yet, apparently.
Drop 'em like it's hot. We are done with Tigo's bullshit. No, look, we've all been there. We've been the cause of something, right? I did it. I know Chief's done it. I know Red, you've probably done it at some
Nope,
point.
never done it. It's always somebody else.
It's always somebody else. Yeah, my ass. You know what? As long as you feel bad, what are you gonna do? Like, there's only so many times you can apologize, and I know, Tigo seems pretty straight-laced guy. If it was him, he's gonna say it was him. It's probably already there, but I'm not gonna go read Discord right now. So.
Yeah, if you guys don't want to accept an apology, direct it towards me and Red, and we'll let you know how that goes.
Yep,
right,
absolutely.
exactly.
Our top three still running tight with Nat holding the lead with Cardinal and Stolowski right there with him. All three of those guys staying within a second of each other.
This is the best showing we've seen from Stolowski in a little bit.
It is.
It is.
What other? Because he's only run about one other race this season, right?
No, he's ran a couple. He just
Has he?
didn't have the pace. I don't think the Lambos seem to like this track, and the last couple it just hasn't to me anyway.
Okay.
I think that may be part of it.
Ferris in the chat says TG should have a one-race suspension. Helmet Marco. And Pete up to 7th from a pit start, doing rather well. Tigo back out on track now, and Tigo, Josh, and Kevin have all cleared that mandatory stop, so they should. I mean, look, 35 minutes left, but track temps are down, right? So it's not like you're going to be tearing through the tires if it was 44C on the track. So hopefully they don't need to go back in and do any changes, and they've brought enough fuel with them to last the rest of the race as well. But again, Pete doing well. He does have himself up in the 7th, but to be fair, BB, the other 4 ended up destroying each other back at the...
True.
So he had it open. And we just got a stop-go on Mux Kuth, I believe, for speeding in the pits as he comes back out on track.
Does a nice job of blending there. Hopefully he can not hold up E5 too much. He was trying to get up there to fight with the leaders.
Looks like he's doing his best to get out of the way and let Fife have it. And Fife still a little over 2 seconds off the pace of our leaders, who are still running right close together. I mean, this is fantastic. Nat's stretched out a little bit over Cardinal, still under a second though, with Stolowski only 4/10 behind Cardinal right now. But Fife is definitely left Handley in the dust as he sits back in 5th position, 6.9 seconds off of Fife's pace, and getting with Tigo right behind him. And Q-Bar attempting to make that move in the Bentley. Josh and King Kevin sitting back on their own. Donkey Pete able to get around Kevin and clean and staying in 7th position. Nat now has opened that gap up a little over 1 second as he starts to try and pull away from Cardinal. Now, what I learned about racing today from doing some reading is that it's basically like wrestling. So is Cardinal letting Nat win at this point? Is that how that's supposed to work? I'm not sure.
Oh, God, don't start that.
Oh, sorry. I didn't know if I should mention it or not. No, none of those shenanigans around here. No doubt Cardinal is pushing as hard as he can. Stolowski now 9/10 off of his pace. So again, the front's starting to open up just a little bit. But if we take a look back, Josh looking to make a move on Tigo. See if he can take that 8th position away from him. Ferrari versus Lexus as he makes the move on the inside. And these two, again, involved in an incident together earlier. Hopefully able to keep it cleaner this time. So close, my lord. Look at it go. Let's see if we can zoom in on Josh here and watch this battle for a little bit. Josh pushing real close into the side of Tigo there for a split second.
Oh my god, my son's yelling.
I heard that.
Yeah, I'm sure you did.
What's he on about today?
I don't know what he's on, but I'd like to have some.
Well, I'm saying, what's he yelling about? What's he on about?
I don't know, he's just yelling. I'm
Oh.
trying to zone it out, actually.
Dad, why aren't you playing Wreckfest again so I could play?
Yeah, pretty much.
This is bullshit.
Yeah, pretty much.
Mux just went back across the line. We'll see if he's going to clear that penalty. And he is in the pits at this point. Good. Okay. So he'll clear that.
Mux put up on Discord, 2-minute damage, twiddles thumbs. So he sat there a while.
Yeah, and
That's
then ends up pulling the stop go coming out. So.
Right.
But he is back in the pits to clear that now. No one else having pitted except the 4 that were involved in that incident. So they'll have an opportunity to maybe jump up a little bit at some point. And Tigo now has stretched it back out as we ride on board with Josh. Unable to close that gap at this point. Jumping in with Nat JB. Boy, I sure would hate for them to let me change camera views while I'm in the garage. That'd be a shame.
Yeah, you can't do that.
No.
You break the game, man.
No doubt. Nat JB now 1.3 over Cardinal. And Fife has dropped back to 3.5. Stolowski now into 4th, so we missed a pass at some point. Fife was able to get up on Stolowski, who is sticking right with him, only a 10th off, but Fife making the move.
Far back as he dropped, that had to have been a mistake.
Something
fuck,
slipped,
I
right?
By
I
Stolowski.
was describing that pass the entire time.
You were muted? We had no clue. Why didn't you?
I was describing it, and I was like, why are
Unbelievable.
they ignoring me? Yeah,
Welcome to the Green Hell Broadcasting team, where
Yeah.
we put the F in professional.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, I was
Why-
commentating it for a solid 2 minutes. You were just talking over me. I was like, what the fuck, dude?
Why are they ignoring me? It must be their fault. It can't be mine. Unbelievable. Wow.
Yeah,
That's
they
brutal.
were side by side for a solid few turns. It was a really good battle that you guys missed.
Well, that's too
Sorry
bad.
you
You
missed
couldn't
it.
have informed anybody about it there, jackass.
My blind self can't read the freaking timing bar at the moment, so I got no hope of catching stuff.
Josh still sticking right to the back of Tigo. Unable to make anything stick, but certainly doing his best. Sim, how long have you practiced commentating? There's no practice when it comes to this stuff, man. We just go with it.
You started doing this about, what, the middle of last season?
Yeah, roundabout.
When
Yeah.
our guy kind of had so many other things to do, he couldn't do it anymore?
Yeah. Now
Oh,
this is a
what?
professional organization if we keep Chief on point.
Ah, that's impossible. We're never
Yeah,
going to make
Crow
that.
started it, then I took it over, and then Molson had the PC, and he took it over because he could do more stuff with it.
Well,
So-
he took over the amateur or the pro broadcast because you couldn't do the pro broadcast, and
Oh, yeah,
Crow
that's
couldn't
right.
do it anymore.
That's
So
right.
I remember because I was the one caught with the try to make this work roll. Find somebody to
Ooh.
do this because your internet sucks.
Tigo making cuts in the chicane. Josh able to make the move
pretty good
because Josh able to make that move now because Tigo just did not hit the sausage curb in the first part, and that was all over. Ended up having to cut the second. So Josh able to easily slip by, and we'll see if he can hold on to position 8 for the rest of this race.
Oh my goodness! I wonder if he did that because he was afraid there wasn't enough room there, and he didn't want to hit him again. I'm betting.
Yeah.
Because I watched it as it came through on the replay on your stream. I think that's what it was. He realized
Gotcha.
there was not enough room there, and he did what Verstappen should have done and just kind of let it go. Not that I would troll you guys. That
You're gonna keep
have
poking
strong
that bear
feelings
today,
about
aren't you?
it.
Yo, what? I don't know what's going on in the Red Ryder household, but it sounds like a blast.
It's
It
wild.
does, doesn't it?
It
It's
sounds
almost like we all
wild.
played games as recklessly as he did.
That'd be
Like,
awesome.
just unbridled joy.
No, instead I have to get angry at either A, myself, or B, somebody else.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tigo again, still trying to hold up with Josh. Donkey Pete at this point just cruising in number 7. But that's the beginning of our pit stop list as we look our way up through the grid. So again, all from 1 to 7, all still needing to take that mandatory pit stop. And Cardinal has dropped in. Speak of the devil. Gonna go clear that now. Pro, you know, do any racing or just
I don't
watch?
understand that comment.
I do race sim once in a while, man. See, I will be racing again in September, but between now and then I'll be covering races. So GT3 on Sundays and F1 now. Those guys run a long season, so I'll have Saturdays covered between now and October, provided I have no family functions to be at.
And yes, the rest of us actually race every week. We don't just take the summer off like some people do.
There you go. I figure you could speak for yourself to see in the chat. I don't need to answer. I'm not your mother.
No, I couldn't understand what he was asking.
Oh, he
first.
said, do you
That's what
not do any racing or you just watch?
Yeah, I got that now.
Okay,
With
Chief
the pro
and
thing,
Red.
I dwelled too much on pro. That's the thing. I was like,
Gotcha.
pro, do you not? I was like, what?
No, Chief and Red, they race every week. They're gonna go race the AM. I'll be here by myself, right after this race here, finishing in the next 25 minutes. But I myself will race again come about September, whenever the next season is after September. I don't know, 10th when my wheelbase gets here. Stolowski at this point cruising in number 3. Cardinal has cleared that pit stop, but it dropped him all the way back to 7th. So that shows you how tight we're running up front for the top half of this grid. Nat JB still holding on to 4th with 6 seconds between him and B Fife now in number 2. Stolowski now going in to clear that pit. Now, other than the big incident between the big 4 down there at the bottom of the grid, I don't think we've had any others. So I don't see any of these guys having to repair damage while they're in, unless I'm mistaken.
No, not unless we've missed something somewhere. It's been pretty good.
Donkey Pete holding steady. I think he's concentrating a little more. I haven't seen any messages from him in the chat. Usually he's chiming in from time to time. I don't know how he does it, but...
He's got some catching up to do from starting in the back.
Yep. Keeping him busy today. And Nat JB just opening up over Fife now over 6 seconds between the leader and number 2. Stolowski's pit stop is cleared as Donkey Pete gets out ahead of him. So with the halfway mark reached, only 5 drivers left to take that pit stop. Done in the chat.
If you got time to watch the stream, you got time to race, man.
Right,
Just
you
saying.
think. It would make sense to me, right? Dunn has told me he is practicing for the endurance race coming up. Which, God forbid, I better figure out how to pronounce the name of that track or everybody will huff at my ass for the next week and a half afterwards. So, I won't even say the name of it.
Is it Zuka?
No, that's not Suzuka for the endurance.
Oh, that's right. It's Kalami.
There you go, Kalami. Kalami.
It's one of the two I don't like. That's all that really mattered. I had a 50% chance.
I don't think you want me trying to race and box at the same time. So is Dunn's a boxer? Or does he mean
So-
box, box, box?
I don't know.
I don't know what he means.
So, Nat came in for a stop.
Yep. Hanley's in. Let's let
Where does
B-Fife
that
out
put?
front and Q-Bar.
Lode Cardinal is coming onto the front straight now. Just crossed the start finish. So he's still going to be behind him. But will he
Yeah.
be able to get it back?
Nat
those
able to
new
clear
tires?
able to clear that stop just in time. It's the last lap, Red, did you know?
Yeah, I did. I just learned that when my son's playing it.
Boxing thing on Sundays. Oh, boxer size, like wives and like middle-aged housewives go to. I got you. All right, cool. Good for you, man.
Yeah, jazzercise is on
Jazzercise,
Saturday.
that's what it is. Jazzercise is on Saturday. Boxercise is on Sundays, right? Is that how that works?
I think so.
B-Fife now heading into the pits, going to clear that stop. Q-Bar and Donkey Pete now the only two left to not have cleared that mandatory stop. Yes, I beat up your wife on Sundays. I don't think you do.
Don't make Dunn mad. You're gonna bring out the girthquake.
We don't need any girthquake today.
Don't bring that up. We went for a whole week without hearing about that.
And
Girthquake.
King Kevin spun
We
in front of
20 minutes from making it 2 weeks.
King Kevin has spun out and is now going to be dropping back. Mux Kuth still back there though too.
Don't worry about it. He's just doing Porsche things. Just leave him alone.
Having qualled so well, Mux now riding in 11th after we lost A2 Flying Jim. Fife and Q-Bar both into the pits, allowing Donkey Pete to possibly get up front into the first position for now, but he again has not yet cleared that stop as Fife heads out right now. It looks like he'll be able to keep it ahead of Pete. And yep, Q-Bar back out. Pete now the only one to have not cleared that stop. Dunn says, gotta keep the name that shall not be named nice and sweaty, no steroids or creatine for this guy, cough, red cough. Poor Dunn.
So if he does the couples boxing and the jazzercise on Saturday, does that leave Wednesday open for the dance fighting classes?
Possibly. Looking like Will Ferrell and Get Hard. Guy's not even here to defend himself. That's a shame.
That's his fault, not mine.
I don't disagree. I'm just saying. So we watch Pete come around, waiting to see when he's going to dive into the pits, but he is going to continue on.
It's pulling the steadfast.
So we take a look at the timetables. Try and get a time on how far back Nat JB is sitting. So a little under 11 seconds back right now from Donkey Pete to Nat. So obviously Pete not going to be able to hold on to that position once he does go into the pits. But things have tightened back up with Nat JB fighting off Cardinal, who is sitting right behind him. And we will dive in there real quick.
He's narrowing that gap a little bit at a time.
And once again, it's time for racing. We're going to see if Cardinal can hold on to his win streak over Nat JB for the third week in a row. Or if the crown will be passed back to our season opener winner. And once again, for anybody who wasn't here earlier, as we watched this battle about to hopefully play out, don't forget to congratulate, if you're on the Discord, the Green Hill Racing Discord, do not forget to congratulate Steadfast and Mrs. Steadfast on the arrival of baby girl Steadfast. And today's races are all for her, newest family at Green Hill Racing, newest family member of Green Hill Racing. My apologies. Afternoon there, 96 Gaming. How's it going? Boy, Cardinal is not going to let go of this. It is going to be an interesting 16 minutes left of this race.
Yeah. I think his goal this season was to show that Nat JB could be beaten.
Well, I think he's proven that quite well, actually.
Yeah, but he ain't done yet. He wants the whole thing.
As we zoom in on Nat, can see Cardinal right there in the rear view. We'll pull back out for a little bit here. Pete still has not cleared that pit stop.
right up on the back of Stolowski.
Do we now?
Mm-hmm. I'm sure Chief would tell us all about it if he wouldn't mute himself.
Probably. Fife looking to make that play. Putting Stolowski on the defense today. Don't see that too often. Usually Stolowski's the one adding the pressure, not taking it away. Or not having to deal with it. Going great, man. We've got some awesome clean racing today. One incident so far. No other big issues, and the guys are having a great race.
Code Cardinal and Nat are coming up on lapped traffic. King Kev.
Yeah, but you got to think he's experienced enough. He's just going to let him go. I think they caught him at the right spot, headed into the straightaway. He could probably just let them both go by without losing too much time.
Yep, he can scoot over and be done.
And that goes a little wide.
And Mux is still back a full lap, so King's not going to lose anything by even slowing down a little bit.
Yeah, there you go.
Right?
There he lets him go.
Which lets us keep our leaders nice and tight. And I say leaders because, again, I'm waiting for Pete to drop into the pits, and if he doesn't, he's DQ'd, right? So, either way,
right,
he's not in first anymore, no matter what that grid says. So,
and his advantage went down. He had 14 seconds. Now it's down to 5. So he should have got new tires.
Stolowski still under pressure from Fife right now. As we look to onboard with Mr. Fife, Mr. B. Fife. Just waiting for his opportunity. I just saw a yellow flag come up, I think, if you guys saw anything.
I didn't. I'm kind of splitting between watching the video from your stream and
pits, so I think he might have spun again.
Well, Nat and Bode are coming up on the back of Donkey Pete, so I wonder if there he just ducked into the pits. Okay.
Oh, Pete's decided it's time. So, for the last 12 minutes, we are going to see the battle that we have been watching for the last couple weeks. Nat JB, Cardinal, for number 1 and 2. He hit the wall so hard it did something, but then he got cut off. Right, I couldn't hear the rest of it. I
need to adjust that.
I was
pickup
very
thing just
engaged.
a little bit higher.
But I was very engaged. I was trying to, you know.
Yeah, let's put it somewhere in the range of up there. Maybe that'll cut out some of that.
Yeah, King Kevin's still sitting in the pits. Don't know how long he's gonna be there, or if he
I
has
think he
just
might have called
decided. Yeah, Stolowski still under pressure from Fife. So 1 and 2 running within a second of each other. 3 and 4 are both within a second of each other. Those are the battles here today, folks. For top tier racers, Bo Cardinal is just itching for that chance to get around Stolowski. But Stolowski to this point has made that Lamborghini about the width of the entire track every time Fife tries to make a move.
Yeah, he's receiving the pressure today. This is probably a little different experience for him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, usually he's the one applying it, right?
Mm-hmm. He's trying to break that toe. Not gonna happen. I'll follow you, buddy. He just
Right
can't
up on the
quite
back.
get there.
That's what I'm saying. It's so tight. It's like watching Ricky Bobby chase down Jean Girard. I swear to God. How's the car everywhere at once? And you can see where, the front, sector 1, Stolowski's able to stretch it back out a little bit, right? Get a little extra room between them, but then obviously Fife's doing better in the corner, the cornery sections of sector 2 because he catches it right back up. And by the time we get back around to start finish, he's right behind him again, right on that bumper.
I think he falls behind in that sector 1 because he's putting himself out of position for the turn 1, trying to pass him. Doesn't quite have it.
Okay.
It's where you got to reevaluate. Yeah, I'm faster here, but is it worth it? Do I wait and try to see if I'm faster than him?
Yep.
And
this is our battle right now because Cardinal has now slipped to 1.1 behind Nat JB. So we head on board with Fife.
Oh! Well, a little bit of a slip up there. He was not prepared for it. He could have had it. That gives him the momentum. I don't know. He just doesn't quite have the motor in that Lex.
Now, I have to think, too, neither one of these guys pitted way early, right? I think they both came in around the same time. So tire wear, I don't know, is going to be an issue for either one, or at least I should say they're about equally matched as we go side by side into T1. But Fife on the outside not able to grab it.
He keeps trying to go around the outside, and it's not working.
Right. I don't know why you don't try to slow down a little early and maybe do a switchback as he tries to take that inside line, grab it.
Well, I mean, because we know B-Fife is probably not one of 2 trailer park girls. Why would he try to go around the outside? That doesn't even make sense.
That's what he keeps trying to do is go around the outside.
That's what I'm saying, but it doesn't work for him because he's not one of those 2 people.
Jesus Christ.
I can't help myself. I hear lyrics in speech and I just have to go with it. It's just, sorry, it's like an OCD thing that kicks in. I apologize. As Gankin in the chat says, dude.
Yeah.
All Gankin in the chat can say is, dude. Chief, do you want me to help with that? I could do to you what I do to my wife and just sing Baby Shark.
Oh my fucking god.
do.
I'm just saying if you think it'll help. That's all. I'm a helper, Chief. I'm a helper, Chief. See, Gankin knows do.
I'm surprised you don't get kicked in the balls more often.
You know what? You know what, dude? Me too. Me too.
I get that a lot. So it's thrown his timing off a little bit. He's a little farther back headed down the straightaway. Let's see if it works out better.
Ferris is with me. Every time I hear someone say around the outside, I think the same thing. Just like in my job, because we have to deal with FCC regulations, so every time somebody says FCC,
FCC
won't let me be is the first thing that pops into my head. It's not my fault. I have a condition. My God.
Try to shut me down on MTV, but it feels so empty.
Hey, we're not here to spit, dude.
Wait,
Come on.
wait. Another 2 words and we gotta pay the rights.
Yeah,
Stop
I
it.
was going to say, you're going to get me copyright banned or something.
Look, Eminem, you can sue me. I have no fucking money, so go ahead, buddy.
Yeah, but it's Molson's dream, and we all know he's loaded.
Yeah, don't tell people that.
He does. He actually does sue everyone, which sucks. He's all about his rights.
Bode Cardinal now 1.3 back off of Nat JB as we go back and take a look at the Stolowski-Fife battle.
I wasn't the real Slim Shady, so I sat down.
Yeah.
Jesus.
You were just shady. There was no Slim. Just shady.
Wow. Did you just fat shame him?
Burger King. What?
I think Red just fat shamed you.
No, that wasn't my intent. I meant shady
Well,
kind of character. No.
I know, but then you said there was no Slim. Like, you see what I'm getting at?
Yeah.
I can see how it can be misconstrued
Yeah, I'm just saying. Be nice about it, Red. That's all.
by people who start stuff.
Stolowski's still able to hold on lap after lap, but Fife not giving any quarter. And you know what? A credit to Stolowski because Fife is continually applying pressure, and it's not breaking him. Cat is making his
he learned
corners.
something
You know.
last time around though. He caught him right about here, last lap.
Mm-hmm.
I think it learned if I start a little later, maybe I can get him.
Yeah.
Kind of waiting for his opportunity now.
As we go back through the count, everybody else pretty well spread out at this point. Again, Nat JB holding a 1 second lead over Cardinal. Q-Bar well off this battle along with R. Handley. Donkey Pete got himself back into seventh with Josh, Tigo, and Mux Kuth rounding out the back end. King Kevin sitting in the pits.
And Chief Blaze is doing dishes.
I was getting coffee.
That sounds like a fantastic idea. It'll have to wait till after the races, however. And I gotta start ribs soon. Stolowski going wide.
There's the mistake.
B5's got him.
What he was waiting on.
Oh! Fife's got him side by side now. And is going to get forced outside through the first part of the chicane.
Giving him the space.
Little bump. Little bump. Little bump. And Stolowski able to hold on, but I'm not sure he should have been able to. Obviously, we saw track limits there and was not giving Fife the space on the inside that I'm pretty sure he deserved.
Yeah, too wide through the chicane is never a great idea.
It's not. No, never really a good thing to try to encourage.
Oh, a little slide from...
He is all over the place trying to get over. I think that stress level just hit 10 in both cars. I'm pretty
Yeah. We should put heartbeat monitors on all the racers and see who's going to be the first to have a heart attack.
We should just have mics on everybody. We can
now
just...
be banned.
Yep, there you go. You beat me to it. You beat me to it. I was going to read that off.
Somebody clip that and send it to Stolowski telling you regret to inform him. No,
Mr. Montoya, greetings. Welcome to the races, man. You're just in time. Should have backed out. He should have. We are coming towards the end of our pro class race today, but don't worry, Montoya. You're going to see the stream end. Stick around. I drop a 30-second
he's going to get him right here.
Cut right there in the middle. Think he's
I think he's going to take the outside to try. He didn't cut hard enough. I thought he was going to try to take that outside line.
I mean, based on the opinion shared earlier, Stolowski can't feel good about this win because of that.
That's right. This third place, he should give it up. Really. Probably retire forever from GT3.
Here we go. Back into the chicane. Cardinal keeping it right behind him this time.
Yeah, he's gonna set it up for the straightaway now instead of trying
Yep.
Oh,
to
yeah,
do it.
Because
I
he's
don't
coming
think
out of
he's
that
gonna let him
corner.
have that. I'm not
No,
gonna let him have that inside line if he has to drive on the grass. Oh, he's doing.
he's going again. He's a lot further in this time than he was before, though.
Yeah, but that corner, man, unless you've got the full car length, that's gonna be rough.
Yeah.
There we go. Oh, come on, come on.
Are we rooting for
There you go. He's
Stolowski
trying
to
to take
lose
that.
it?
Ooh, close that door.
I told you, Stolowski's keeping that car 3 inches wide, or three car lengths wide.
Inches? That's pretty small.
You know what I mean. He's making the thing as wide as the entire track, and Fife has had no opening to get through, and the one opening he did have, he got pinched. So at this point,
Never good when you pinch one off.
No, it's not.
I really don't understand. I realize he's shoving it down towards the inside when he tries to the inside line, but he can only go so far. He still had some track. Granted, I'll give you B5 Stolowski, both much faster drivers. But I would have gone in the grass a couple wheels to at least take that inside line. He eventually has to give you some room because you're both going to have no.
Yep. Bo Cardinal now tightening it up a little bit within half a second of Nat JB to this point. As we go back to the Stolowski.
Just did.
They are on final lap
so we
right
get one
now.
more lap. We get one more lap then.
And hey, Montoya, as I was saying, as we come to the end of this, guys, with 1 second left, the race ending, as we finish out these laps, we start waiting for checkered flags to drop again. Stick around for the M-Class race. I will be here myself covering it. The stream's going to drop for about 30 seconds, and then I will be right back. So stay on the channel just to put that separation in there.
Come on, go to the right. Go to the right, not the left. Go to the right.
Yeah, he tried for that outside again. It's just not going to work.
Outside, it's infuriating. Oh my goodness.
Well, I think what he's hoping is if he can get around the outside in T1, right back into T2, he'll have that inside line, right? That's what he's trying for. But
that's what he's trying to do, but not.
That went weird for a minute.
How many laps consistently do you try to fail?
No, I got you. I'm with you on that, but I'm just saying, like, I get what he's trying to do. It's just not able to get there. And again, credit to Stolowski. He's been able to defend this position for the entire back half of this race.
Yes.
However, now he's literally defending the whole track by lag. So
yeah, I saw that. Oh my God, what's going on? Yeah, I saw that earlier. He kind of did a drift move around one of the corners, and I'm like, wait a minute, are we about to lose Stolowski? Cardinal now within 4/10.
Coming around to the last chicane.
Coming into the last chicane, we'll jump right back to Stolowski, but we want to catch these two at the start-finish line because it could end up being tight.
Corner.
But it looks like Nat's able to hold speed on that final corner. Yeah. And Nat JB is the winner of round 4 at Barcelona. Stolowski now coming into the last chicane with B Fife right behind him. Man, if I'm B Fife, I just cut the chicane and go. Just to see what happens. Drive-through, number 22, B Fife got a drive-through for track limits right at the end, which is going to push him way back off Stolowski. So he will get 30 seconds. We wait and see Q-Bar's time and how far back he comes in. That may put him back into 6th.
I'm sorry. That's because of stupid timing. He was farther back though, yeah.
19 seconds. That's going to put Fife into 5th. Give Q-Bar the number 4 position.
Oh.
That sucks.
That does suck.
Rough ending.
For what was a great battle throughout the entire back half of that race, absolutely that's a rough ending. That's too bad.
He listened to you. He cut the chicane, and then look what happened.
Yeah, but you have to lift, remember? If you lift, you don't get in trouble. You just have to lift a little. You'll be fine, I promise. Well, ladies and gentlemen, again, come right back here in about 30 seconds for the M-Class race. We're doing Barcelona again. Chief and Red will both be driving. Thank you both for joining me today for this Pro Class. Much appreciated. And remember, if you bump someone, you're banned for life, so be prepared.
Right.
Thank you so much, guys. And to all the viewers, we will be right back.